right, week one, here we are. Let's do this thing. The first thing we have to do is stop. That's what Sabbath literally means. It means stop. It means pausing. I talked about this in a Jesus story already, where Jesus consistently withdraws. And the first step in Sabbathing is actually doing it, actually stopping. It's amazing how many people I talk to who are interested in the Sabbath that look at the practice of Sabbath in my own life or in others' life and like, oh man, that sounds amazing. But the first step is actually doing it. And the thing about stopping is you have to stop other things. You have to sacrifice other things. You have to look at your calendar and say, what am I going to not do so that I can do this? What am I going to stop doing so I can start Sabbath? So that's the first action. And that comes in the form of picking a time on your calendar on a weekly basis. For us in our family, this has been different times of the week. I'm not saying it needs to be a particular time of the week for you. I encourage you to pick the time frame that works best. I encourage you to really try to go for 24 hours. Really try to for a whole day period. You're like, what am I going to do for 24 hours? Don't worry. That's what the next few weeks are about. We'll fill in the time. We'll reflect. But first, just put the structure out there. Pick the time. Do what you need to do. Put it in your calendar. Talk to the significant people in your life who it will affect and figure out what will work with them, whether that's work schedule, spouse, kids schedules. Find the moment. Find the 24 hours. For us in our life, currently, it's Friday evening around dinner time all the way through Saturday dinner time. And sometimes we just let it linger all the way through Saturday. In the past, it's been a full sunup to sundown Friday situation. Well, you'd include sleeping in that, I suppose. But 24-hour period. First step, just pick it, put it on your calendar, just try it. We're just trying it, folks. Or maybe you already have it. Great. The second step, and maybe this is a new incorporation if you already do Sabbath, and it's something that we want to tune up as well, and that is pick a beginning ritual, which is just picking something to do that will signify the start of the Sabbath. For us, for the longest time, this was Sabbath pancakes, we call them, Friday morning pancakes, where we would fire up the grill or fire up the griddle when we started right away, and we would pick a beginning time. And when we were eating pancakes together as a family, and when we eat pancakes together for a family, our heart sort of knows, because it's been habitual, that this is Sabbath time, and we start to kind of shift into a different mindset and frame. So picking a beginning and an end, so that's like the time that you pick, and then picking an activity is the third step. So for us, it was pancakes. In the PDF that I referenced, there's a long list of activities. Could be a walk, could be a nap, could be something else that you do to signify the beginning of Sabbath, and maybe even the end. A lot of times people will share a meal together. People will light a candle or something like that. That's something we've done in our family to signify the presence of God in this day. So pick something from there. There's a lot of resources in there. The next thing, the reach exercise, is to read a little bit more about this. So there's bunches of resources in the PDF to reference. There's a podcast called The Rule of Life that goes through the Sabbath that I can put in the link to this. There's a lot of things, more resources, and maybe you can even do that on your Sabbath day to look at some scripture, to read some more resources if you want to. The reach exercise, if you want to go a little bit further, is to focus on your sleep. Focus on how you're sleeping. We don't sleep that well. And one of the things you can do to enhance your stopping is ensure that you get at least 8 hours of sleep the night before. And they've got a lot of helpful tips and tools to help enter into that practice. So that's week one. Hopefully you can join us in experimenting with this. Hopefully this is helpful to you. Let us know how it's going and how we can help.